Thank you, Deirdre. I'd caution you, Mr. Montag, on making dangerous and baseless allegations. By Mr. Montag's own admission, he's not an expert on these issues, but that doesn't stop him from speaking as though he is. A week and a half ago, we were dealing with an emergency situation, the size and the details of which were yet to be known, and our men and women acted accordingly and properly and within the bounds of the law.
Well,
there was a request made to our Montana office, and our agents responded to it. The Canadian government is behaving responsibly, the way it should when lives are at risk.
Or when
to use this as an opportunity to stir up anti-American sentiment and sell more newspapers or blogs or what have you is quite frankly inappropriate and counterproductive. When things fall out of the sky, Mr. Montag, they don't care about borders or sovereignty. The danger is indiscriminate.
Well, Mr.
And it is precisely because of the relationship between Canada and the United States that we were able to respond as quickly and effectively as we did.
Did you see that? He couldn't even bring himself to say it. It's so goddamn absurd.
How do they know we're holding a suspect?
They don't. They don't know what we got. They think we got multiple guys, but we only have that one.
What do you think he's holding back?
They don't want us to think that they're not in control of their own military. They know as well as we do that they've been hemorrhaging hardware and uranium since '91. The thing that I don't understand is why they're still giving us this Mars crap.
Well, he never actually said anything about Mars.
Because he doesn't want to sound like an idiot. But if that's the game we're playing, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but suppose this guy actually did come back from Mars. How do we cover ourselves?
Hypothetically.
He might not technically be a Russian citizen.
He speaks. What do you mean?
Well, if he came from Mars, what country is that? He'd literally be from another planet.
But it's a Soviet spacecraft. That's Soviet territory.
But there is no Soviet Union.
Weren't Soviet citizens living in Russia granted Russian citizenship?
I'm sure there's some technicality we can exploit. I mean, we don't even know anything about his parents.
That's true.
So he's a non-person, is that what we're saying? That works for me.
Thought you were lunch.
I've got something better.
Then lunch?
I think we have some workable intel here. Have you ever heard of an organization called White Wolf Elite?
That's a Russian agency, isn't it?
It is, but it's not part of the Russian government. It's a private security firm. They helped round out the force that invaded Georgia a couple of years ago.
Okay.
It was founded by a man named Viktor Klemenko, ex-KGB.
Ex-KGB, now there's a nice idea.
True enough. After '91, he was one of the first to put a claim in on the collectivized oil fields and made billions.
And now he's in the army for hire business.
He founded White Wolf in 2000 after he became disillusioned with the direction of the new Russia. It's now the second largest private army in the world, second only to Blackwater.
How disillusioned was he with the new Russia?
Very. But here's why we care. A few years ago, White Wolf bought up surplus hardware from the Russian Space Agency. Rockets, capsules, a whole lot of material.
So you're saying our favorite Martian is a White Wolf guy?
Not necessarily. But it's a good bet that's where the capsule came from. It was the only option, sir.
I don't need coddling. The Security Council is meeting.
We're going back to D.C.?
I'm going to Calgary to clean this up personally. You'll go back and act on my behalf at the NSC. I'm not getting shut out from this.
You're going to be okay with you sending a subordinate?
If there's a problem, you can tell them they can shoot down my plane. And keep trying the Russian embassy. Get somebody in a room.
How much leeway do I have?
Put the screws to them.
We're willing to consider, for the moment, that your government had no knowledge of this. But if there's an organization operating within your borders that perpetrated an act of terror on this country, then it must be dealt with. If you are unwilling or unable to do so, then we will be forced to take action.
I was not aware that you have authority to speak for your country on matters of international diplomacy. You should not concern yourself with such things.
Mr. Ambassador, when someone in your country threatens my country, it is my concern.
Whatever has begun here, first stone was thrown by you.